TravisSTL, create the shift tab, stop tab.
When you're a kid with bad eyes, you don't get invited a lot to play with the kids in the neighborhood. There's always a reason. Pickup game of softball or basketball, whatever. And so I spent a lot of my youth running away without ever leaving home. Running away in my mind. I don't mean to sound sad because it really wasn't. It allowed me to do things like read voraciously, learn a lot. And so I want to tell you about the place I'm going to run away to. First of all, TravisSTL, congratulations on your 100 plus subs. I think it's fantastic. I am heading over to your channel right now to subscribe as soon as I'm done making this video. And I will, of course, post a link to your channel down in the bucket, which is the description area down there in the video. I was very inspired. I just watched Miss Skeeter's presentation, and it was lovely, pretty music. I wonder where she got the music for it, and it sounds very fantastic. Hang on a second here. Let me light this. Smoking, this is a very beat up, but it was a gift. This is a Missouri Meerschaum Great Dane spool pipe, and it is loaded with Hearth and Home Black House. I understand that there are better Balkans out there. This is my first one, and it's pretty good. I like it. A little char light there. I said I escaped a lot from being a lonely kid into books, and it led to a good mind and a corpulent body, I'm afraid. I got fat, sitting around the house reading books and eating Oreos or whatever. But I read a lot, and there was a series of books that was endorsed by Alfred Hitchcock, if you know who that is. Now think about movies like Psycho and The Birds. But he put his name to a series of books called The Three Investigators. And they had the most incredible setup for a clubhouse. You see, one of the boys, Jupiter was his first name. What a great first name. Jupiter's dad owned a junkyard. And hidden in the junkyard, buried under all kinds of decaying recyclable material, was a mobile home. And the mobile home could only be reached by crawling through tunnels built out of old corrugated, whatever you call that, sewer culvert. And they put rugs down in the culvert so they wouldn't hurt their knees on the corrugated metal when they crawled through. And inside this old mobile home was everything they needed to do their detecting work. There were microscopes and tape recorders and books on criminology and fingerprint kits and just fun stuff too. Places to sit and places to, in those days, watch TV, broadcast TV, or listen to the radio, and a place to cook and a place to sleep. And they lived there. These three boys lived in this wonderful, hidden away mobile home. And I guess I've sort of translated that to my dank basement here. It's kind of where I hide out from the world. It's where I still do most of my reading, where I smoke my pipe. Shh, don't tell Mrs. Squinty. She doesn't like me to smoke inside the house. Speaking of smoking, let me get back to this. Someday, I swear to y'all, I will find a way to keep a pipe burning while I'm on camera. So that's where I would want to run away to if I were 10 years old. And what would I bring with me? Easy. When I was 10, I saved for months and months and months to buy a tabletop multi-band radio. It was a Zenith Transoceanic, marketed by Montgomery Ward under the Airline brand name. And it had a time calculator on it. So it's a little wheel you could turn, so you match up your time zone with the arrow, and then you could see what time it was anywhere in the world. And that was in a flip-up cover that covered the dial, the band selector buttons, and the slide rule, where the tuning thing went back and forth. And I heard Germany and Cuba and Russia and all over, Radio Exterior de España and Radio Canada International and Radio Argentina. And I was able to listen to all these marvelous foreign radio stations on my shortwave, my portable shortwave. And I could also hear airplanes and police calls at the time. And that's where I developed my first insomnia, because I would stay awake all night wearing a pair of headphones and just tuning across the bands to see what I could hear. Sometimes I would just listen to old-fashioned AM radio, because at night you could hear such exotic, faraway places as Little Rock, Arkansas, and Tulsa, Oklahoma, and New York City and Chicago, just on regular AM radio. And it was exciting, and it was different, and it was fun. So if I could run away, I would take my backpack and I would throw in my old Ward's Airline 10-band portable radio, and I would run away to the Three Investigators trailer house hideout hidden in the middle of the junkyard. Congratulations, Travis, on all the subs. I'm looking forward to subscribing to you. Thanks for the contest. I will certainly put the link downstairs. From the dank basement, still kind of living in his hidden trailer house in the junkyard, this is your wicked Uncle Squiddy. Thanks for watching. Hey, great timing.